Japan over Samoa. 38 points to 19. That scoreline, if you haven't seen the game, probably doesn't do the match itself credit. It's, I would say, the best match of the day in terms of Australia, Uruguay, England, Argentina. Now this one, a real ding-dong battle that was back and forth for the majority of the game. I mean, Japan managed to pull away with a couple of tries at the end and really blow the scoreline out. Samoa were often 2 scores behind, but it was a really, really good game. And kind of after the highs of beating Ireland, were Japan going to be able to back it up with a victory over Scotland? Yes, in the end, but it was tough, and Samoa really put in a good effort. So a very good game. A lot of penalties being exchanged early in this one. Japan kicked one after 3 minutes. Lemeki on 5 minutes had a good run, but the Samoan defense held really well, and they managed to get a turnover. 7 minutes, Japan kicks a penalty at 6-0. Samoa reply on 9 minutes to make it 6-3. Samoa get a big scrum penalty just after like 12 minutes, so they're really putting some physical pressure on the Japanese. They kick a penalty on 15 minutes to make it 6-all, so it's back level. But then Japan back in front on like 23 minutes to make it 9-3. So again, it's back and forth. It's back and forth. This is what I'm talking about. And the fact that both these teams are going for the 3, not just going for tries, I think really highlights the fact that both teams were just trying to get the 4 points, just get the win first and foremost. It's kind of big respect for each other. 24 minutes, TJ Ioane gets a yellow card for a late shot. It was a bit late. He probably should have been pulling out of it, but he seemed to be forcing his way into it, so that was unfortunate. And then 28 minutes, Tim Lafaele gets a try. It comes from a Michael Leach turnover, and Matsushima has a run in the lead up. They kick the conversion, so it's 16-6, and that's 7 points conceded during the yellow card. But Samoa don't fold during the yellow card. They still pick themselves up. Teafu misses a penalty during the yellow card. He kicks it way wide, but that's his only kind of blemish, I think, with the boot, because he kicks... he makes up for it on like 33 or 34 minutes. It's a long-range penalty as well, I think like 41 meters. Impressive stuff, so makes it 16-9, and the yellow card ends up only being 7 points to 3. So Samoa kind of did well to keep it, less than 7. They say you should be scoring 7 during the yellow, so they managed to reduce that down a bit. And that's how it went in at half-time. So Samoa weren't getting blown away. Remember, this is Japan who beat Ireland only a week or so ago. Samoa on a fairly short turnaround, and yet Samoa are well in the game. Halftime stats, run meters 275 to 128, so Japan with the better of that. But positions pretty much even. Territory is in favor of Japan, 57-43. But tackling percentages, it's an interesting one at halftime because it's 89% to Japan. Samoa's at 65, but they may have been falling off initial tackles, but those key tackles that needed to be made were being made. So I feel like that doesn't quite do them justice. Penalties conceded was 6 to Japan, 5 to Samoa at halftime as well. Second half starts with a Samoa penalty, makes it 16-12. Japan missed one on like 47 minutes, but then they get one on 52 to make it 19-12. Again, it's penalty after penalty for these teams. 53 minutes, Japan finally do get a try to Himeno, who's been immense this World Cup. It's from a maul, and it all started from a Japanese kick through that was just weighted perfectly. So I think it was Fidao had to gather it right next to his own touchline, and he ended up going into touch. So because he carried the ball into touch, that's where Japan get the lineup from. The lineup becomes the maul becomes the try. So a great play from Japan. Then there's no scoring. The game is really back and forth for this whole period. The next score is Teafu's try for Samoa. And he scored all the points for Samoa. He had a good game. He scored a try. They go through a few phases. There's a lineup move. There's good hands in the build-up, like offloads. The forwards are getting involved as well, so it's a really good team effort. They get the try, and that makes it 26-19. So 26-19 is game on. This game is not in the bag. But then 75 minutes, Fukuoka gets a try. Japan goes 6 or 7 phases out wide. Lemeki does well to draw a man before he passes to Fukuoka. That makes it 31 points to 19. And then 79 minutes, Japan get kind of all the backs get into a maul. They try to push over Samoa's line. They're not far away, but they get stopped. Samoa end up getting the ball back, but they give away a free kick at scrum time, so Japan get one more shot. And on like 84 minutes, so it's well into like the time after the hooter, Matsushima gets a try on the left wing. After a couple of big scrums as well, they did have the Samoan scrum under a fair bit of pressure. That's the bonus point. You can see it meant a lot. The atmosphere at the stadium was phenomenal. The crowd was so loud. It was just really, really into it. Like as much as you can be into it, it seemed it was just going off. So yeah, 38-19 is the way it finishes. Bonus point for Japan. They asked Jamie Joseph after the game, how important was it? And he's kind of saying, look, we're looking at the Scotland game. We want to get a win, then it's not going to matter. But it's still going to matter just in case. If things do go down to 3 teams on 3 wins and 1 loss, the bonus points could be crucial. So thus far, I think Japan's picked up 14 out of 15 points. So they're doing pretty well. Like I said, the atmosphere was great. Final stats for this game: run meters 429 to 321. So Samoa really asserted themselves in that second half. Possession and territory were pretty much 50-50. Tackling percentages 88 for Japan, 77 for Samoa. So Samoa is lifted, maybe gives them a little bit more credit to what they were doing. But look at the number of tackles they were forced to make. So Samoa made 77 out of 100, hence the 77%. Japan, 108 out of 123. So defensively, having to do a lot of work because Samoa were in the game and were putting them under pressure despite that scoreline. Penalties conceded was 10 apiece, so a bit on the high side for the World Cup games thus far. Individuals, Matsushima, who's having another barnstorming tournament as well as Himeno, 110 run meters, 4 clean breaks, 8 defenders beaten. That's really great. Lemeki, who I think got man of the match, 96 run meters, 5 defenders beaten, had a try assist as well. James Moore and Vimpy van der Vault had 14 tackles apiece, which is a very solid effort for Samoa. Chris Vui had 10 from 10, which is again good defensive effort. But the man Taefu, 2 defenders beaten, 3 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, a try, a conversion, 4 penalties. That guy was putting in a big shift as well. So yeah, that's Samoa. They can't go through in the tournament, but they can definitely hold their heads high. Like I said, the scoreline doesn't really reflect the effort they put into this game. For Japan, that was a potential banana skin game. Coming off such a big historic win against Ireland, there was a threat that they take the foot off the gas. Samoa brought it to them, but they held, and then towards the end, they really pushed through, which is what good teams do. When other teams are bringing it to you, you're able to stay in front and then put the gas down at the end themselves. So, very good result for Japan. So, very interesting in Pool A. How that pans out, we will wait and see. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. And it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to go to bed. Talk to you guys again soon. See you later.